Virat Kolhi and Ravindra Jadeja both managed to sail past the milestones they were close to at the end of day one. Jadeja scored his 19th Test half-century, before which Kolhi scored his 29th century. Yes, after a big drought, King Kolhi is back and back with big runs. The partnership was worth 159 runs when Kolhi was run out. Yes, he was run out perhaps the third time in his career, but he played really well before that. On 121 of 206 deliveries, India continued their dominance even after Jadeja was later dismissed on 61 of 152, with Ravichandran Ashwin coming in handy with his fantastic batting record against the West Indies. In fact, he was cutting, he was pulling, and he was playing the tape cricket, the tennis ball cricket shots, the scoops that we saw last night. Captain Craig Braithwaite and Chandrapal got the West Indies off to an attractive start, but ensuring that they don't lose a wicket for the much of the session. But the later ended up failing to Ravindra Jadeja, after which a debutant Kirk McKenzie made a fluent start to his innings, and West Indies ended the day with 88 for 1, trailing India by 352 runs. What awaits us on day 3 of this test match? Well, we have two of the best panelists. Of course, Vimal Kumar actually spoke to my colleague earlier in the day, but right now it's idea to speak to David Brooks, who's sitting in London, and it's time to ask his views about what he thinks of Virat Kohli and his 100. David, if you can hear us, what do you have to say about Virat Kohli's 100, considering you saw him at the WTC, at the Oval, and your views about it? David?
I think Virat Kohli's got a lot more test matches left in him. We saw test match century number 29. I think there's plenty more where that came from. Now that he's got over the loss of the captaincy, which would have affected his form initially. We're now seeing him, if not quite recapturing his very best form, but with all the class and experience to take control of the innings, notwithstanding. So the best is yet to come, I think, with Kohli feeling his way back to his very best form. So I think if you look at other countries, players keep going as long as they're picked on merit. The pressure to retire is likely to come from the media, not from Kohli himself. So I think he should be encouraged to keep going, because there's plenty more runs in the Virat Kohli's locker as far as Test match cricket is concerned. And his latest one, 121 at Port of Spain, one of his best.
Well, very interesting point you made, that Virat Kohli has still few more years to give it for his succession. But how much longer do you think, in your assessment, David? You've been watching cricket, you've been the head of cricket for various channels, including the ITV and Channel 4 in London. What is your view about Virat Kohli's long reign?
Well, that was test match century number 29 for Virat Kohli today, 121. High score for India today, top scoring batsman. I think one of his better centuries, because the runs were quite hard to come by. The West Indies bowling attack was much more disciplined than we'd seen in the first test match. And Kohli had to be on his A game. What was outstanding about his innings was the running between the wickets, which shows the hunger for the game, that hunger for test match runs that Kohli still shows. He was quite watchful early on, but this soon blossomed into some fantastic stroke play. Right. Kohli at his very best. Shots all round the wicket. He looked in total control, actually, throughout, and really showed his class. It was a vintage Kohli innings. 11 fours, 206 balls, Test match century number 29. And now that he's concentrating on Test match cricket and not playing the other formats for India, you have to say there's prospect of a lot more where this came from, because we saw Kohli back to his very best form today.
Right.
And wonderful innings to watch. Kohli 121, Test match century, and number 29.
Well, that was David Brooks, who joined us from early in the morning from London, and he had very astute views about cricket, Kohli, and of course the Indian cricket that has gone. Well, we'll keep coming back to David Brooks later in the program over the week. But right now it's time to get the other side of the team. Let's understand what West Indies has been playing, what's been their mindset. I'm joined by a senior cricket writer and a journalist from Trinidad and Tobago. It's Jelani Beckles who joins us. Jelani, welcome to the show. The West Indies have bowled with intent in the second test match. I mean, this is a great departure from what they were doing in the first test, especially when they got 4 wickets in one session, restricting India and taking wickets regularly. Your views, Jelani, on how the West Indies has made a comeback.
Bill, for having me on the cricket show in India. It's a pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. Well, West Indies had a brilliant second session yesterday. Took 4 wickets in one session. It was really because of the brilliance from the fast bowlers from West Indies. Jason Holder, Kimaru, Shannon Gabriel. They brought in the extra fast bowler for this match because of the pacey wicket at the oval. So they really had a good second session, but it fell away for West Indies in the third session because against quality teams like India, you need to have a full day of proper cricket to really come out on top, and India would have been the happier team after yesterday's opening day. The core of the West Indies team, they have been a bit inconsistent recently. Jason Holder, once rated the top all-round in the world, he has been inconsistent of late, especially with his batting. Joshua De Silva has been around for a couple of years now. He needs to step up and be a little more consistent. Jermaine Blackwood, because there are some youngsters in the team. Alec Anthony is just in his second test match. Cook McKenzie on debut, so can't depend on these guys too much.
Well, Jelani, one more. Before we let you go, we'll have to ask you one more question. How is the day going to be panning out for West Indies today? You've spoken about their academically, they've been bowling very well. They've been disciplined in the way they've been turning the ball and restricting the batters. Now, day 3 for you, since West Indies is batting, Jelani.
Tomorrow will be an important day for the West Indies. They close on 80 odd for 1. Shanapol and Bradford gave West Indies a promising start. They put on more than 70 for the opening wickets. Now debutants Cook McKenzie and Bradford are the stumps at the crease. But I think it is important tomorrow for the first 4 or 5 batsmen to put on at least 200, 250 runs tomorrow to get close to the India total and stay in the game. Again, we need the experienced guys to step up, but I think the West Indies need to play some shots. I'm not saying go at 5 and 6 over, but play, don't let India dominate you and control the game. Keep the scoreboard ticking, push the singles, get the bad ball for 4 and play positive cricket. I think that'll be key for tomorrow's third.
Well, I'd like to thank all my guests. Jelani joining us from Port of Spain. We had David Brooks who joined us from London, and also Vimal Kumar who joined earlier in the program with my colleague from Port of Spain. That's all we had time for the cricket show that we're doing it for Dafa News, and it's a representation of the fans.
We take this conversation forward. I have with me to begin this interesting conversation Mr. Vimal Kumar. Mr. Kumar, thank you so much for speaking to NewsX. Vimal, welcome to the show. You seem to be, of course, enjoying Virat's century with sweets and longer travelling fans.
With the sweets, especially for Virat, they gifted that to me, the boxes of sweets that I should give it to Virat. I told them that during the match days I can't promise because obviously Virat will be busy and I don't go to the team hotel. But yes, the gesture, so he said that okay, on the behalf of Virat Kohli, I am giving you, if it is fine, if you can give it, otherwise. So that is what I can say. Anybody was there, less than 5,000 people were there, and there was not a huge thunderous applause or something like that. But yes, considering the fact that so many people were there, not too many people were there, but Virat will enjoy the event. I remember I spoke to Brian Lara separately, and I asked him this question, and Brian said that I am very glad that Virat Kohli got his 100 here on this ground, because now he will never forget Queen's Park Oval, which is my home ground. So just he laughed at it, laughed on that.
And how is the mood in the Indian camp post the innings today?
Yeah, Indian camp was very upbeat, ecstatic, you know, And they know that they have complete, obviously they would have liked to have a couple of more wickets, but they know that the third day will be a different game, and they must be happy scoring a first big innings total and getting a one. Maybe they could have expected more wicket, but that's okay. So I saw the players, interacted with few of them, and everyone was chilled out. Maybe this may not be certainly not be a 3-day test match like Dominica, because already 2 days has passed, unless and until West Indies dramatically collapses on this wicket twice, which despite given their recent times ordinary shows, it is not going to happen. So at least what West Indies have ensured that the game will go on the 4th day and possibly on the 5th day. We might have a little bit of contest if West Indies bats well in the first inning.
Also, Vimal, how should Indian fans expect this test to move forward now? What is your assessment?
Yeah, as far as expectation is concerned from Indian team, I think Jaddu and Ashwin, big bowler, experienced bowler on a 3rd day wicket, is still good for batting. I think you will expect them to at least get West Indies all out in the 3 sessions, maybe before that. And who knows, it depends. Maybe India can score few more runs, second innings batting, and they might put West Indies in the 4th inning. I don't know. It will be first of all there, because if you look at Mukesh Kumar is making his debut, Jaydev Unadkat is there. These guys haven't played a lot of test cricket. Even Mohammad Siraj, who is the most senior guy in this team, he is a hardly 20 test old player, and he has got the most wickets. So this is still a fairly inexperienced pace attack, but having Ashwin and Jaddu in the side, you can expect India will roll over West Indies in the first inning by the end of 3rd day.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.